born and raised here in Pueblo, Colorado. Grew up selling produce, graduated from county high school in 2009. I pursued a career in law enforcement, ran for sheriff. That didn't go how I anticipated. Got into car sales, and then now I'm getting back into the swing of things and hustling slopper boxes, going all in on that.
So when you grew up, did you have both parents present in your life?
No, I grew up a certain way. It wired me to who I am. I learned how to talk to people growing up with just being at the farmers markets and things like that, talking to people, being a people person, learning about people, knowing what people like. You kind of just figure out the psychology of people. When you're selling something, that it's your bread and butter. You got to know things like that. I learned how to talk to people about food. Would have all these sweet elderly ladies that would come to the farmers markets just to buy from the kid that was selling produce from Musso farms. And I'd go down to the little claw game at Midtown Shopping Center. That market there back in the day was on Tuesdays and Fridays, but I'd always go down there and I'd go to the Bolero lanes and I'd go to the claw game and I'd win all that jewelry. I was really good at winning the necklaces, right? It's the easiest thing to win. But then I'd come back up and, a piece of cheap jewelry, it cost 50 cents. But when you would give it to these elderly ladies, it meant everything to them when they'd buy some produce, and you'd get returning customers. So I figured that out as a kid. Fast forward to getting into law enforcement, dealing with a whole different type of person, seeing the opposite side of people. You're never called for anything good. You learn to talk to people totally different when you're in law enforcement, right? You got to be firm, but you got to be fair, and you got to not violate rights. You got to really tread that line and be a good officer or deputy or whatever you are. You got to be good at it, and you got to take care of people, and you got to understand that people fuck up. People fuck up all the time. I fuck up all the time. It's part of learning. Some people fuck up worse than others, and some don't learn. And so you got to give everybody grace, But then moving forward, I ran for sheriff. I went through an election, and I learned that trust is a big deal. You can't trust anybody. So even the people that say that they're for you, it's unfortunate, but you got to go into it knowing that you're being bullshitted a lot, so much. But knowing both sides of people, I knew when I was being bullshitted. I'd never call it out. I can care less. I know there's going to be people for me. There's going to be people against me. It's just the reality of politics. And I got into car sales, and I learned how to sell really big items to people. So I think knowing people through and through and trying to do what I can to help people. And I'm working on that, and I want to partner with more businesses and try to give more back to Pueblo.
So going back into winning that claw, winning the jewelry from the claw, giving it to, these older folks that come into the market.
Sure.
That kind of lesson stuck with you throughout your whole lifetime.
Absolutely.
On just learning the psychology behind individuals.
Yeah.